Austin is perfect.
All right. Wow, what a
All
match.
right.
What an entertaining semi-final. And the
All right.
misery
Yeah.
goes on. It goes on for Ole Gunnar
Hold on.
Solskjaer.
Hold on. Come on. An introduction.
Anyway, sorry for cutting the intro, but we come to you as Football Freshies.
Yes, football
Very
freshies.
original name, I know. Very original, very original.
Mm-hmm.
Us Freshies, look at you, Bengali, Afghan.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
just express our opinions, our in-depth analysis of the game. And this is the
Mm-hmm.
first game we are going to cover. Now, what an entertaining game. What an entertaining game.
Yes. Yes.
Put it
It was
neutral.
an.
As a United fan, very disappointing. Very, very
Yeah.
disappointing. A lot of expectations, nothing in return. As
I think the first half was very neutral in my opinion. Yeah, I would say like
I would say,
um
first off, it was evenly matched. It was
yeah,
very,
first
I would
half.
say it was very cagey, right?
Hmm.
I don't think anyone had a clear chance. The closest we got was the Bruyne hitting the post, right? And he
Yeah,
had
no,
that.
even before that, we have a couple of chances like where Rashford tried to go 1-on-1 with the keeper and he
Yeah.
saved, and then John
Oh,
Stones,
that comical
John
own
Stone,
goal.
yeah,
Lucky
he
for
put the
John
own goal.
Stones. John Stones is a lucky man. If it wasn't for that
No, but
offside,
I think he knew that was gonna be offside. Like he was,
nah, he didn't.
and then
You could tell by his reaction he was hoping it was offside, and luckily for him, it was offside.
and same thing happened to the other side of the pitch as well. Gundogan with the chance as well.
Yeah. Nah,
So
to be honest,
few
that
offside goal.
half was it was even though it was 0-0, it was very entertaining. I was thoroughly enjoying it.
Yeah,
It
it
seemed
was
like a
pretty
good tactical
entertaining.
battle between Oli and Pep. And you know what? If it wasn't Sterling, he had that one opportunity. It wasn't really an opportunity. He had a lot of space to run into, and he was a
Hmm.
bit indecisive there. And if he took advantage of that, he could have been
No,
probably.
yeah, I think this game was much better than the league game that we had previously. That was complete
Don't even
boring.
remind me about that
Like
league.
this one
That
was
league
much
game was a
better. Like
vortex.
both team, it was a semi-final. Both team wanted to go for it and get
You
a
know,
win.
but
Unfortunately,
as I mentioned before, fourth semi-final for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, fourth loss in a row. And you know what?
yes,
You know what I read somewhere. Between Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Harry Maguire, they've collectively lost 14 semi-finals in a row.
yes,
14,
and the both are United. No
and
wonder why
were
United not
cursed.
losing any trophies.
They were cursed. I don't know why
No,
I held up 9 fingers. 14.
I think it's not cost. I think it's not cost. I think it just need a bit of timing, and I think
I was watching something.
Ole has no experience. He's not experienced. He
Yeah,
doesn't have the
exactly.
experience
I was
that
watching
Pep
something
Guardiola
today,
have.
right? I was watching something today about just a podcast, right? And they were saying, to make a great team, we have to go through these, disappointments, the big disappointments.
Of course,
Look at
yeah.
Klopp, right? Look at Klopp. This man, he lost what? The Europa League final against Sevilla, Champions
Yes,
League final against what
Real
was it?
Madrid.
Real Madrid, and then he lost the league by 1 point, to City. Look at him. Look at him. Look how he came back. Right, he won the league, won the Champions League. So
Of
I'll
course, of
think
course.
they should take this as motivation. The players will. The players
No,
will.
yeah. I think with all these defeats come they learn and gain
Yeah,
experience on
it's
the
a learning,
game.
it's a learning curve at
Uh,
the end of
yeah,
the
it's a
day.
learning curve. It's a learning curve. But as United, you don't have. I believe you don't have the time for that.
Yeah,
As a big club as United, they're expecting you to win titles
yeah.
year in year out.
The
But
expectation is very
that's
high.
not been happening.
But
That's not been
I
happening.
would say if Ollie doesn't get a trophy this season, there's a good
Could be
chance.
gone.
But the thing is, the board, I think they're satisfied if we get top four.
Hmm.
There will be a lot of pressure from the fans, and there has been a pressure since day one, and there still is. Even though he's doing pretty well, but he has to secure a trophy somehow. So that his best chance is the FA Cup, and if he doesn't, or Europa League even, but Europa League is so tricky because you have
Yeah,
teams like
Europa League this season is an odd one. Is an odd one. There are very
we
good
even
teams
have
in there.
North Dad in round of 32, I believe. That's a tough
Yes, yes.
fixture. What are they? Top
But
five, top four in their respective league.
but United not doing too bad in the league right now. They're going through a good patch of games,
It's a good run, but
it's
what
been a
this
good
game
run.
showed us is United still have their weaknesses, even though we've been going through a good run of form. Albeit we've shown a lot of weaknesses, especially in the away games against what was it, Southampton. We won 2-0 down. We were very lucky to win that game, and
Yeah, but
against
however, you cannot underestimate Southampton. Like you can see from the recent game, they okay, yes,
against
they
Liverpool.
go beaten up by City,
Against Liverpool.
but they had
They're
very good
very
games.
well
Like for
oiled.
example,
They're very well drilled. Their managers,
exactly,
the way
is
he
I guess.
transformed that team is not talked about enough.
Mm,
Hassan Hutel, his name is incredible,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You see how he
Like I
got
guess
down? He
Liverpool.
got down to his knee when he at the final
Yes,
whistle.
yes, of course. I guess Liverpool because he won against Klopp, and I think everyone in the Premier League admire Klopp because of what he's been doing for the last couple
Yeah,
of seasons, especially
he's probably an
like
inspiration.
97 points 2 years ago, last season with the won the league, and this season he's not doing pretty bad itself. Like I
And
think the reason that. Mhm.
Klopp is an inspiration to all these German managers. They probably look up.
He is
Yeah.
because he has won a lot of trophies. He won the Super Cup, the Champions League, the Super Cup, and the Premier League. He won a lot of trophies with Liverpool, and
Yeah,
I think Liverpool
absolutely,
can show
absolutely.
that any team can, with the work in progress, can become something special. And I think United is a work in progress. I think Chelsea is a work in progress, and I think Arsenal are work in progress.
Yeah.
Both
I
these
think
three
out of the
clubs.
three teams you mentioned, United are the closest to get away from that work in progress like phase. From that, you guys are still in transitional phase, Chelsea, because
Yes,
obviously new players takes a while to gel them together. And I expect this from Chelsea. I don't think they would hit the ground running because so many new players, the chemistry it needs
yes.
time to develop to foster that chemistry. So with United, we're at the point where the players know each other. They know what the manager wants. Yeah, we lost this game against City, but in the bigger picture, we're still heading for that title. 21 is coming.
To be
21.
fair,
Let's
like
just play.
if you look at the game today, I don't honestly, in my personal opinion, I don't think Manchester United have what it needs to win the title because
The thing is,
to
you
win the
say that, right?
title,
You say that. How I would counter that is, we've been very poor this season, in all honesty, and look where we
yes,
are. We're
you've been
up
poor.
there. Once our players like Martial, who's been far from his best this season, he's been off the boil for a while. Same with Greenwood. With all that firepower, who they still haven't got going. Once they get going, and you know what? Sir Alex Ferguson said, right? He said, this team is a second half of the season team. They will kick on from second half of the season. And I believe they will. When Martial gets his form back, when Cavani is back in the team. Quick note on Cavani. How did he get banned for using a word that is normal in his culture? A word that literally means good friend. My guy got banned for that. This is disgraceful. The FA have a word with himself.
It is, but it is
Absolutely.
what it is. It is what it is. You have to move on.
I get that.
As a
I get that
United,
it can be interpreted differently, but the intention
but
behind the use of that word, he was literally just. I think he was commending his friend in some way,
yes,
but
he could be excused like he's new to the country and like he didn't know that was rude.
no.
But then the FA,
The problem is, it's a Uruguayan word. It's some Spanish word, right? And
yes,
it has no bad connotation, no racist connotation. So the point I'm making is, why on earth is that taken out of context? And the FA, honestly, I could go on about this forever. So let's just get back to the point.
yeah.
United are top team, but again, second half team. They will be stronger in the second half. Defensively, again, still questionable. What I don't understand from Oli for this game was, why did he drop Bailly when Bailly and Maguire worked perfectly in the last 4 games? Them two as a partnership is actually unbreakable. Okay, not unbreakable. That's a stretch, but they're very good because they complement each other, right? Maguire may be slow. He brings composure into the team, whereas Bailly brings that pace that Maguire lacks. So they complement each other perfectly. It's a shame that he got dropped.
Yes, I'll give you that point. Yeah, maybe like especially Bailey, like the last game in the Premier League against Aston Villa, I believe.
Yeah.
He played very well. Like he made some nice blocks at the end of the game, near the end of the game. He was perfect. But however, like today's I don't think he could have done much because the first goal that he conceded was a free kick, and that free kick, the only reason you consider there's two people to blame. First of all is McTominay, and second person is Maguire.
Yeah,
Those
Maguire. I
those
don't
two
know why
failed. They failed to
he was
protect.
very
They failed
hesitant.
to.
He held. The thing is, he pulled himself back for some reason when the ball came in. He could have easily
Yes,
cleared it, but
because
I don't
United.
understand why he would do
One
that.
thing I noticed about United, they're trying to replicate this thing that Liverpool used to do, and that is whenever there's a free kick to keep a high line, and they try to do the high line, but before the ball was kicked, they
Yeah,
suddenly decide to drop back and play
honestly,
all
yes.
this player on onside. And
Yeah.
because they was not marking as John Stone with properly, Johnson like was with his tie they scored. It was not a proper header, nothing. It was a low ball. United should have cleared that.
It was it was a complete accident.
Yes, it was complete accident.
It was more of an instinctive hit, actually. I wouldn't say it was an accident. It was just he sort of walked and he just instinctively leaned towards it, and somehow
yes, they tried to do it, and that was the first goal they scored. And I think that was, and I think until it was 1-0, I think the game was still on. United were believing they could come back.
It was a very tight game, but once City scored, I feel like the floodgates opened and they started creating a lot more chances. And they were very good.
No, yeah, that is true. That is true. City, when they score the first goal, that is all it takes for them to click in and they start playing the tiki-taka football, and they play very, very, very well. There are no other teams in the Premier League that plays better than City, in my opinion. And yeah,
in my opinion, the only team that can rival them, like in terms of the fluidity and how quickly they play football. This might come as a shock, yeah, but Leeds United, they're very good to watch. And
no, Leeds United play amazing football. Attacking wise, they're very, very good. But Leeds United defense is not too good as well. They leak a lot of goals.
They show no fear. They go all out, and I respect.
They go all out, and I think I respect.
They show no respect to the top teams, right?
Yes, I think that's good. That's good. Like
they're detriment to me, right? Because how many goals have they conceded?
No, they consider a lot of goals. But then if you look at just take the first game of the season of Leeds United, they played Liverpool, and the game ended 4-3. Liverpool conceded 3 goals in the first game of the league, and that team has Alisson, has Van Dijk. There were no defensive problem. This shows how Leeds United can be very good in the attacking.
What's the issue? And they can create.
Yeah, Leeds United can be very, very good, and yeah. And I think, and I do really believe that City this season they're being very, very strong. They have only one weakness, and that was defensively. They never really get to replace Company when he left. But now with Ruben Diaz, they see him back to usual, and the strong defense. They conceded the least goal in the Premier League this season. For example, they conceded only 13 goals, and of those 13 goals, 5 of them were conceded against Leicester in a game.
That is crazy. That is a crazy.
And if you think about that, the 8 goals have been considered in the other games. I think they played 15 or 16 games this season. So defensively, they're strong. So as soon as they can get the attack working again, no worries. They're gonna, I think, they're favorite for the title.
What they were in the previous seasons, there were never question marks over their attack. But I think their
attack was never an issue. The only problem was the defensive.
It just they weren't firing, but they've started to get their mojo back, as they say.
Yes, they did. And today, one other thing I would like to highlight: City beat United with no strikers. Strikers. Aguero, Jesus were both
they
out.
still had a wealth of talent in that team. You had Riyad Mahrez, which could capably play as a striker. No strikers or not. And you got to remember. And I'm a salty United fan, but their goals are a bit fluky, from that corner. Poorly defended.
The second one
was actually a good strike from Fernandinho.
No, the second was a good strike, and second, I don't believe there was anything. The goalkeeper could have done it. Was like at the bottom corner.
His sight was obstructed, so you couldn't really see much.
You couldn't see the goal perfectly.
I think it was a good strike. Was on a volley, right? As it dropped, he hit him on a volley.
Yeah, it was on a volley. No, I think the blame was on the first goal. The first goal, that thing changed the dynamic of the game a bit. City took more control of it, and then United were losing the belief. But the only issue of United today game was, I think, is tactics that Ole, in my opinion, they got it wrong.
Speaking of tactics, I think we should look at the team ratings and have a look at what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
let's look at it.
Set out. All right, let's have a quick look at this.
What I was trying to say, like Bruno Fernandes didn't, in my opinion, play his favorite position that he plays as. Like here, if you look at it here, it says that Bruno Fernandes plays as attacking midfield. But during the game, he never really played as attacking midfield. He always played.
Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, that wasn't one of his best games. That's one of.
No, he wasn't. I think he was playing as a winger more than an attacking midfield.
Yeah, he had no impact in that team, and I put that down to I think fatigue. He seemed quite tired. He's been playing a lot of games. He hasn't had any rests. You got to remember this guy is. coming out of the festive period, this guy played every game, every minute of every game.
No, I do believe that and I respect that. Like he played every games, and I think he's the reason of United's success. Like he's been doing a lot of stuff to get United moving forward in the right direction.
Without Bruno Fernandes, this team will be in the they will be in the mud. Simple as that. Bruno Fernandes literally United. He's the driving force of this team.
They would have. But today, I think today's game, Bruno Fernandes didn't play his favorite role as an attacking mid. He was playing more as a winger. Like United used to have Martial in the middle, Rashford on the left or maybe on the right, and Bruno Fernandes playing on the left. I think that's why there was not much creativity coming forward.
Yeah, he just. I'm still not convinced.
Pogba was disappointing. Pogba, like there was no drive forward, like nothing was happening. Ball was not moving forward. He was not creating anything. And I consider McTominay and Fred as a holding midfield.
One thing I noticed today was the touches weren't on point. It wasn't sticking. The touches when the players took touches like Martial, Rashford, it seemed like on every touch it just wasn't sticking. Every touch was heavy from them, and
yes, but
I don't know what to do. Maybe it's
it comes down to because you play against City. City, even without the ball, City are fantastic. Like
I guess it's the press, right?
They're very composed and they put the pressure on in a nice way. And when they put that pressure, they make sure that they get the ball or they make sure that United make a mistake at some point.
They press very aggressively. And it's hard to get out
very aggressively. Very aggressively. Like you can see from there, like when they go forward to the attack, you always see Sterling, Mahrez, Kevin De Bruyne, and Foden moving forward, and the way they move forward is so fast. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought Foden had a really good game. Foden was one of the players I'm going to highlight. I thought every time he had the ball, he made something happen.
Yes, I think Foden he was good, but he was good, but then like I wasn't too impressed overall with him because yes, he went forward with the ball, but some of the decisions that he made were not as good, were not very, very good.
Yeah,
like some of the passes that he could have made.
Every time he had the ball, he made something happen, in my opinion, and he was very menacing coming forward. And you got to remember, what is he, 20? But he's playing way beyond his years.
No, he is very young. He's very young, and I think Pep is gonna use him a lot in this season and the coming season as well. I think he's a bright future. He has a bright future.
But without a shadow of a doubt, the man of the match, the man who completely transformed City's defenses, this man right here, this man with a star.
Yes,
he's a revolutionary defender, in my opinion. This guy, he's been quietly going about his business. He's been under the radar.
And City.
And no one's hyping him up. That's why I don't get it, right? No one talks about him. This guy has completely chained that team, shored up that defense. The defense that was leaking goals left, right, and center last season.
And no one is really talking about it. No, I think no one is really talking about it because City they have to play those two games in hand, and because you don't see City in the top 4, people don't really talk as much as they should about City as much. But now that people can see the results that they're gonna make, and I think he's shown that as soon as he came on, there's a stability in that defense, and I think he can make sure that something happens there. And I think City now are rock solid in the defense.
Quick shout out to this guy, this man right here. That save from Bruno Fernandes was actually quite impressive.
Yes, he made a couple of saves. But other than that, I don't really think United caused a lot of trouble to the goalkeeper, in my opinion. Yeah, but he made a couple of good saves. I'll give you that.
The pot shot from Bruno Fernandes, his positioning was on point there. He got to the ball pretty well.
Definitely. Like, he made a couple of good saves, but I think I'll give him. But I don't really think Pep is gonna use him a lot.
Yeah, he's being used because Edison is injured.
He's being used because Edison is not. I don't think he's injured. I think it's COVID.
He's got COVID.
Yeah.
Regardless, he's out. He's out of.
He's out.
But yeah, I mean, looking at the statistics, it was a pretty even game. I mean, obviously, possession-wise, City always dominate. That goes. That always happen. Shots-wise, very even. but I would say City created more clear-cut chances. So it's a bit. This is a bit.
Yes.
This is a bit. What's it called? Misleading because 11.
Yeah,
A lot of them were
United.
long, hopeful shots. Nothing very clear-cut.
Yeah, United created chance, but all the chances were like half chances. Like yes, something could have happened, but they were United. They were never clicking. In
9
my opinion,
dribbles.
like
V5. That's interesting. Not that it means
yes, but
anything, but it's.
yeah, but like yeah, the dribbles they've been some good dribbles, but then again, City creative players were not playing as the best as they could.
Man didn't stand the slightest chance against City. So spelling mistake. We'll let it slide. Too many people voted Man U and I had my choice of Man U. No, sorry, bro. 10 years ago, it's okay. City behind United, but now City in front. Wow. Bruno and
But
United.
City, but see,
What are your thoughts on that?
you could say that City is owning the League Cup because in the last 7 years, City won for 5 times. The only two times the City failed to win it is when Mourinho won it, and Mourinho won in 2015 with Chelsea and 27 with the one and only Manchester United.
Yeah,
so
that man saw
now
the statistics.
So now the final is looking very interesting. It's Pep Guardiola against Mourinho, and Mourinho won this competition twice, and Pep has been winning for the last couple of years. So you never know; it could go either way, in my opinion. But it will be an interesting game. Of course, you're gonna see Mourinho parking the bus as always, defending with 10 men in the box. But let's see what masterpiece Pep Guardiola comes out.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, it will be amazing. It will be amazing. We cannot wait to see the game on the 25th of April of 2021.
Hopefully they will allow fans by then.
Hopefully. Yeah, it will be a nice one. I think it will be nice when we're having the fans back, cheering the teams. And a place like Wembley where a good atmosphere is needed.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much it of today's game.
That was a very forgetful game, I would say. I'm not gonna remember that anytime soon. I'll probably forget about it.
Of course, yeah. Like you lost a semi-final. You're like one game close to a silverware that Manchester United could have won.
Yeah, losing semi-finals is becoming a regular occurrence, and it's not even hitting me hard anymore. I remember that the heartbreak of Sevilla is still very much fresh in my heart. You know.
But I believe that was a quarterfinal. When Mourinho was in charge.
I'm talking about the Europa League semi-final last season.
Like and then I think Sevilla also beating you guys in the Champions League as well.
The Champions League, we did lose to them as well in the Champions League, but
in the quarterfinal,
that didn't hit as hard because it was at a very early round. It was But making it to the semi-final and crashing out is painful because you come all that way only to get knocked out in the semis. Yeah, it's not great, is it?
It's not great, but you move on. But then it's also painful because you lost a derby against your rivalry, Manchester City.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's not as painful as losing to Liverpool. I mean, I can take losing to City pretty well because at the end of the day, they're a small team, tiny team with 5 league titles. You're not even in the same bracket as United.
It's 5. Yeah, I know that. I know that you say that, but United have a City have a better future coming. Like with Pep in charge, with the recruitment they did, the players they put in. I think City in the next couple of years they're definitely going to be dominating the English Premier League. Where United is a work in progress.
United could get their act together, and they are getting there, slowly but surely. It's a gradual process for United. If we back Ole, I mean, I've been Ole out. I'm gonna be real with you. I've been Ole out, but I think we should stick with him because he's showing great signs of progress. I mean, just going off of the league table, we're 9 points better off than we were at this stage last season. Now, to me, that's
you are.
We are joint top. Quotation marks, joint top with a game
with the game in hand, but you have to also consider that this season has been very, very odd. Couple of games is all it takes to be from title contenders to drop points.
It's got to take take it one game at a time. Take the
one game at a time. But I believe I don't know the games in top of my head, but City have a fairly good run of games they're going to be playing soon. So City, they're gonna accumulate a lot of points in the upcoming games. I believe.
I wouldn't say that because, as you said, very strange season.
It's a very strange season. It's a very strange season.
See the relegation fodder's beating top teams, and I can see teams like Brighton troubling City. Teams like I don't know what other teams they're facing. Let's have a look at their fixtures actually. Let's see what they've got coming up.
I think the next couple of games are like against the bottom 6 of the table.
So yes, they have. So this one's postponed, all right. So
yeah,
Birmingham, that's the FA Cup.
I believe they have 2 games hand. That is the FA Cup.
I can see Aston Villa seriously troubling them. Aston Villa are a top side.
They are.
Very well drilled, very, very good side. And that's going to be a rough game for them. And Aston Villa, you got to remember, they're very good away from home. They're actually, they have a better record away from home than at home. I think 5 points, they have 5 points more away from home than they have at home. So
all right.
They're a tricky side.
If you look overall, like Brighton, Crystal Palace, I think those 2 games City can win it. Aston Villa, I think Aston Villa will be a tight game, but I think City will get one over it. Then they have West Brom, Sheffield United, Burnley.
If they come out of this cluster of games with maximum points, then they are favourites. But if they drop against Aston Villa or Crystal Palace, which they could, Crystal Palace have trouble. They're one of Man City's bogey sides, as they say. Recently, if you remember,
that is true.
Do you remember the Andrews Townsend goal? What was a couple of years ago? Was it last year? Was it last year?
No. I think it was 2 years ago. 2 years
ago, right? The volley.
The top corner in the Etihad Stadium. Yeah. I think Crystal Palace were the team also to stop the unbeaten. The winning run.
You know what? I still remember that game, and Milivojevic missed that penalty. I remember. It was on BT Sport.
Yes.
It was 0-0. Timothy Fusumensa, the United player, he had a masterclass that game. Completely nullified.
That was an interesting game.
It was a very interesting.
It just shows how dominating City can be.
Stumbling blocks here. So I think Brighton. You can't. I think Brighton are a tough side. They have trouble a lot of teams, but the problem with them is they are they're terrible at finishing. There is this thing called XG, right? XG, expected goal. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It basically gives you an idea of how
many goals you should expect in a game
in terms of creating. How many goals they should have scored based on the quality of chances they create, right? And from what I've seen, Brighton always create more than their opponents, even against United. If you remember against United, they hit the post 5 times. They should have won that game, in all honesty. It should have been like 7-5 to Brighton.
I believe in the United. I believe in the United game. There was a penalty given after the final whistle. That was a very, very odd one.
I mean, that's a bit fishy. I must say, it's very fishy because I don't think it's ever happened before. I think it's just United.
No, it never happened. I think it was the first time. I never saw that before. So it was an odd one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like City could have a good run against, like, now we just the final.
It all depends.
Yeah, it all depends on the next 5-6 games, in my opinion. Yeah, I think against Liverpool, if they can go again, Liverpool, like winning all those games on the road to Liverpool, and that game would be interesting as well. Liverpool against Man City. Liverpool never, they are on an unbeaten run at home, isn't it? So they haven't lost a game at home in a long time.
And you know what, guys? Listen. Write this down. Know wherever you want. Mark these very words. Bruno Fernandes penalty against Liverpool to end their winning streak. Not winning streak, undefeated streak even at Anfield. Bruno Fernandes streak at Anfield.
But just to highlight, Liverpool have, I believe, around 68 to 69 undefeated games Anfield. The only team that has more than that is Chelsea with 84 or 85 games.
Before you say
unbeaten at Stamford Bridge.
It's Chelsea. 81 games, I believe, with Mourinho. 80 odd games.
Yes, from 2004 to 2005.
And quick factory. You know what team ended that unbeaten streak?
Who was it?
Sunderland.
It
was Sunderland. It was 2013-14, I believe. Yeah, when they pulled off the great escape, it was Sunderland who actually ended that unbeaten streak. And I remember the Mourinho post-match interview. He was having none of it. He was whining about the referee as he normally does.
Yeah, he does. He always brings us excuses in every single game. Like, for example, even yesterday after the post-match, he was not complaining, but yesterday he was congratulating a guy, a Brentford player, for not diving like other people do.
Oh, nah, he was slightly talking about Pogba there. I feel like he was alluding to Pogba there when he was talking about the diving. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but
no, actually, the guy that came to my mind, I think maybe was Sadio Mane, because like against the Southampton game, like he fell on the penalty box a couple of times, and like Klopp was saying that he's not a diver. I don't know,
but
who
I
was
feel like
Mourinho specifically.
United because in the atmosphere of everyone talking about United or Penandes, Pen United, whatever.
No. I think he's talking about Pogba specifically in the Aston Villa game. In the Aston Villa, like Pogba was apparently, according to you, he's been clipped and he was being fouled inside the
Let's
penalty.
get that straight. He was clipped. He was. The guy struck the back of his fucking heel or something. Excuse my language.
I don't know. Like maybe when I saw like a normal speed was not very.
But if you even on
eye-catching
BBC Match of the Day, the pundit said it was actually a penalty. It was a Stonewall penalty in their words. Very well. He said it's a stone penalty. Stonewall penalty.
I'll take that.
I don't think you can argue with that. But
all right, yeah, I'll take that.
I think we ended there. It's been a very good discussion.
Yeah, we will end it today here.
We'll reconvene. We'll come back for the after the what's the next game? It's a FA Cup, right?
Yeah, I think we have an FA Cup. I think United plays on a Saturday and Chelsea plays on a Sunday. So maybe a Sunday evening we could come out with another podcast.
I can see Ole fielding a weak team against Watford, but as
long as I think they will, because I think around the 13th of January they have another game to play in the Premier League, and I think Ole right now is going to value the Premier League more than the FA Cup, in my opinion.
Understandably so. We are well within the mix for the title, so I would do just that if I was Ole. He can see.
It all depends.
Well within his, it's well within his sight. All right, I know it's 16 games, and I know I'm getting carried away, but as you should, football fans, it's that hope. It's always
we should.
It's
just.
That's but in football, when you see a shred of hope, you gotta just grab it and keep hold of it as much as you can, because that brings joy. Okay.
Yeah, that does. But then don't hope too much. Don't hope too much. Anything can happen in football. Anything can happen.
But yeah, guys, that's been Football Freshies for you guys. Good discussion.
All right, yeah. It was discussion. Like today was the first day that we're doing this, so hopefully we're gonna get better. That today was not.
We'll get a proper mic next time, because the quality of the audio will be horrific and very hard.
I don't know. I think the audio will be fine. Won't be the end of the world. We will see. Let's see. Let's upload this and see how this goes. All right. See you next. See you this Sunday then. We'll see you this Sunday.
We'll see. We might skip the FA Cup games because, let's be honest, they're irrelevant.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Well, we shall see.
Let's see. Yeah. All right. Until next time. Take care. Stay safe.
Stay safe.